So we are here with Joel and Charles, and we're going to ask them a few questions about their experience with us. So before going into the tax lien strategy, what was your financial situation like, and were you looking for something new?
Certainly looking for something new. Financial situation was a day-to-day job, doing well, but also sacrificing some family time and quality of life for quantity. Wanted something where we could do financially well, but also spend time with family, coach, not have to worry about missing a day of work to go do a family thing and ultimately falling a week, 2 weeks behind and digging out of a hole and that sort of thing.
So did you know much about tax liens before you got into this?
Very little, almost nothing. I've heard stories of people buying tax liens and getting distressed properties and this and that prior to signing up with UTL, but ultimately, no, kind of coming in as a blank slate and learned it on the fly.
Actually, I looked into the tax lien market back in the late 90s. I was engaged in a healthcare business, which I'm now retired from, and found that I had to go to the front steps of courthouses or houses. And so although I learned the strategy, I never pursued it.
A lot of people think that it takes tens of thousands of dollars to get started. Have you found that to be the case?
No. A lot of these are smaller in size. You can buy up 2 or 3 or 6 or 7 of them depending on the state and the county. But no, it doesn't take a huge capital investment right off the bat to start making returns.
So did either of you come into this with a finance degree or a background in real estate at all?
So not real estate. I was a finance major in college, but that didn't really use it. Ended up in healthcare operations. So no, certainly not real estate background.
And then have there been any softwares that you guys have used that have helped you do your research and due diligence on properties?
We use Property Edge Pro. Really, those are the 2 big ones, and then obviously some of the real estate websites out there.
And how many hours a week would you say that you have to commit to this between doing the research and the due diligence on everything?
So early on, it was probably a little bit more because it was just slow. I wasn't real fast with the process. So, maybe 10 to 15 hours a week, kind of around work schedules and kids' life, basically. Now I've gotten to the point where I'm much quicker and, 5, 6, 7 hours a week, spend, 2, 3 hours a night, a couple nights a week.
Without having much previous knowledge in it, were you nervous at all to jump in and get started?
Yes, extremely nervous. It's just my nature. I like to measure 3 times before I cut. It's just something that I don't feel comfortable jumping unless I know every possible outcome. So again, there was some trepidation. We actually signed up for the UTL program and got a coach, Jeff. That went away. Really, it helped us understand. Someone who's been there, done that. He explained it in a way that gave us the downside. But for the most part, if you do the due diligence right, there is no downside. It's county government-backed entities that you're dealing with. It's not what I thought in the past of going to people's houses and try to evict them or do something like that. Ultimately, I did have trepidation, but the process, the systems really alleviated that very quickly.
In essence, you're lending money to counties for a good interest return. So the longer they hold it, the better your return. And it's hard to beat.
So now, let's be real. Have you guys seen any returns so far on your investments?
So from a tax lien standpoint, yes. We probably made north of $40,000 from our liens. We did, again, put a lot of money out there. So I know to your question earlier, there was a pretty robust volume that we've done. But as we pulled back, we've always reinvested those. So really trying to make, interest on interest has been the goal. So it's been a very fruitful process.
And has it only been tax liens?
So we've gotten from tax liens into some tax deed auctions. Haven't successfully procured anything through tax deed auctions, but have moved into fix and flips and ultimately have a successful fix and flip under our belt at this point.
And my last question is, what would you say to somebody who is maybe on the fence and not sure if this is the right thing for them?
Again, I think that trepidation is something that's natural, but understanding that this process, these systems really alleviate that quickly. You really have an understanding of where the risks are. You deal with people that have been there, done that. They understand and made mistakes, so you can avoid them. It really is a pretty simple process. You do a little bit of homework, a little bit of due diligence, and the returns are there in spades.
I would just add, in addition to the fix and flips and the liens and deeds, we've been rather successful in the gap lending.
So any final parting words on your overall experience with our company so far?
I just told a couple of people a few minutes ago, ultimately I think delivered on everything that has been promised, which I'm a cynic, I'm a little bit skeptical, and that was one thing that I was really kind of leery about. But ultimately, everything, the support has been there from people that are experts in the field, overwhelming. Reach out to somebody and they get back to you right away with answers. And if they don't know, they find the person that's an expert in that field or that state or that county, and they get back to you. So no, it's been a very, very rewarding process. And I think, again, everything that has been promised was delivered upon.
Wonderful. Congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Thanks so much.